Hello and welcome to the next Stephen King book review, which is going to be of Firestarter. Firestarter, when I did my first Stephen King read through and got to this book, I read it and I recall really enjoying it. But then when I finished my Stephen King read through and went back talking about my favourite books and things I remembered from my journey, this book didn't really feature. I kind of forgot about it. Upon reread, I loved it and absolutely thought it was fantastic. There aren't many things wrong with this book. Firestarter tells the story of Charlie McGee and her father Andy McGee, and they are on the run from a evil government body called the Shop, who want to use the powers that they have acquired from a drug experiment that Charlie's parents took part in, and use their powers for, no, not for good. There are so many good things about this book, and one of my favourite things is the relationship between Charlie and Andy, the father-daughter relationship. King really writes good relationships between children and adults, and he does it in two different ways in this book. Charlie and Andy's relationship is lovely, of course, a father-daughter loving relationship, but Charlie also forms a strong bond with John Rainbird, who worked for this shop. And this is one of the most disturbing friendships or relationships that Stephen King has ever written. And there are quite a few disturbing ones, as we'll find out as we go through this list of books. But the way that he writes every interaction with Charlie and Rainbird, especially since we know that Rainbird's evil and wants to kill Charlie, but Charlie doesn't, and Charlie trusts him. That's what makes it most disturbing. And one of the most difficult scenes to read is when Charlie is in the barn towards the end of the book, and Rainbird is in there as well, talking to her, but you can't see where Rainbird is, and Charlie doesn't know where Rainbird is. And we know then that Charlie is starting to twig there's something wrong with Rainbird. And in the movie, the original movie, not the new one is a disgrace. Don't watch it if you want a good representation of Firestarter. Zac Efron fucked it up, and just not very good at all. But the other one with Drew Barrymore, George C. Scott is an amazing Rainbird. They could not pick someone better for Rainbird. And George C. Scott is a fantastic actor. Also, if you haven't seen him in The Exorcist 3, I would definitely advise that. So, overall I gave this book, if I can just look at my notes for the out of 10 rating, an 8 out of 10. So, I read The Dead Zone just before this and it wasn't quite as high as that. But it was still pretty bloody good to get an 8 out of 10. So, the next review will be of the third Barkman book, After the Rage and the Long Walk, which will be Roadwork. See you then.